Have you ever asked yourself the question, why am I not healing from a particular thing that you may have been had a real focus on? And for many of us, we've often had a focus on some things for quite a few years. We've been to many healers and we've explored many modalities. Anyway, I thought I'd just explore that question within this video. My name is Isaria, and I will explain it through, I will use an analogy, but I'll explain it through the idea of how I work with the councils of light that I channel. And yet, what I'm about to say, you can really apply to any modality. So the question is, why am I not healing? So let's look at it from the perspective that when we have something immediate, say we fall over and we twist our ankle, we would go off to the emergency department because that is immediate. We need to look at that. We wouldn't then, or if we break our leg, we wouldn't start processing and saying, well, I'm going to have a look at this argument I had with my mother or father when I was 5 years old. We need to look at that in the immediate sense. Yet, if we just take a breath and just bear with me, just if you bring to mind something that you've been working on, it has a particular energy, it has a particular flavor. And if you take a moment, you will find that that energy has been in a lot of the circumstances throughout your life. So it may look different, and yet if you feel into it, you will feel the same energy. So why we don't heal is because often, however many healers we go to, however many workshops we attend or books we read, we are only ever looking at fixing the immediate circumstance. So what creates healing is going underneath that and seeing what belief created this circumstance. Because we continually create circumstance in our lives to reinforce a belief that we would have received most likely from a parent, caregiver, teacher, friend when we were very young. And then we spend many years playing that out. We're reinforcing it. So that's where we need to go. We need to go underneath the circumstance and see the belief that is creating that. So it's kind of really exciting in a way, because what happens is when we really explore that idea and take it on, and we will start to notice, well, hang on a minute. It may be that I twisted my ankle last month, but this month I've broken down in my car, I've got a flat tire. And we start to notice the energy around that. And then when we take some moment and we have a look underneath that, we will see that a belief is reinforcing that and creating those circumstances. Now, the other thing that I've come to see through working with many people one-on-one, through channeling many beings of light, that we often, and really, I'm going to say we can't, and just bear with me as I explain that. It is impossible at times to see all of those beliefs by ourselves. So that beautiful quote, and I'm pretty sure it's a Buddhist quote, the eye cannot see itself. So we're often looking for something within ourselves that we're wanting to heal. But because we're so used to that belief running us, we're so used to it, like the comfy pair of slippers and something we do every day without thinking, it can be impossible to see it. The other analogy, which I think is most powerful, that my guru uses all the time, that if you fell into quicksand, if we fell into quicksand, it would be impossible to pull ourselves out. So we couldn't take one of our arms and use our strength to pull ourselves out of that. We need help. And so it doesn't mean to say that we're helpless, or it just means that often we need another perspective to uncover that belief for us. And once we see it, it starts to, well, immediately it has little hold over us because we have seen it for what it is, and then we can go, that's why I create. And so that's what I love about channeling the councils of light, whether it be Sirius beings of light, the Arcturians, that with their sight, with their perspective, they can zoom in on those beliefs and highlight them and bring them to the surface. And then it is that we can heal from it. Now, when we break it down in that way, we no longer need to keep going to the ER for the immediate circumstance. And yet, having said that, of course, often when we start the healing journey, we turn up with an immediate circumstance. We might say, I don't like my job, my relationship needs some work, I'm having trouble with this person in my life. That is immediate. Of course, we don't ignore that. But what we do is when we start to notice that I'm often having those circumstances, it highlights us to a belief that's creating. And then we can go on a journey, a really expansive, fun journey of uncovering a belief. And so many times it's like, oh, wow, that's what it was. And once we know it, we look at it in the face and we say, oh, okay, that was often given to me by someone else. I didn't come into this incarnation with that belief about myself, because as a divine being of light, I don't have those limiting beliefs. I don't have those illusions about myself. But once we see it, it just doesn't have the hold of us. So that's pretty much it, really. That's so often why when we ask the question, why am I not healing, even though I'm doing A, B, and C, is because we haven't got to that limiting belief. Now, it doesn't mean to say that the mentors and the healers and the modalities that are using are wrong. It just might need you to ask yourself the question, am I willing to find out that belief? Am I willing to go there? And then it will start to reveal itself to you. So don't abandon everything you're doing. Maybe look at it and say, will that take me there? But I hope that's really helpful, because I can relate to that. There's many times when I'm just not healing from this particular circumstance or idea I have about myself. So, for example, it could be that every relationship that comes into my life has the same flavor. You know, people not seeing me, hearing me, not being able to take it to where I want to go. I need to ask myself why. many people come to me with their desire to create their healing practice in the world. And if we have a belief that we're not seen, we're never heard, we're overlooked, no matter what we do, it's not going to really bring that result there. So it's about getting into that belief. So I hope you find this as exciting as I do, because I've really known this, but I've just really come to the idea of how easy it is to explain. So let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment below. And if you want to check out my work, it's asariachanneling.com. The last thing I will say, another aspect of this question, why don't I heal, can often be that we need to ask ourselves, why do I not want to heal? Now, I will do another video on that, because I want to leave that out of it, because that's often when down the track we have looked at these beliefs and things are not shifting to where we want to go. So I truly hope this was helpful, and let me know, yes or no, and let me know if you'd like me to add something to it and any questions. So keep going with your healing journey, because really that's the journey of life, to uncover what is an illusion and to come back to the full remembrance of ourselves as the divine beings of light, which will. Till next time. Thanks for watching.